Welcome to the Flag Bearer channel. This is Little Known Black History Facts. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Stagecoach Mary Fields, hard drinking, quick shooting, legend of the Wild West. She left no diary or memoir behind, so historians have had to piece together her life with secondhand accounts and records. The details of her life before she came to Montana in 1885 are difficult to trace, complicated by her birth into slavery and the fact that, although she was literate, she left no written record. Born as a slave in 1830s, Mary Fields was freed during the American Civil War. She worked for a time as a chambermaid on a Mississippi riverboat. Afterward, she headed to Toledo, Ohio, where she found employment as a groundskeeper in an Ursuline convent. In 1884, 5 Ursuline sisters headed to central Montana to open a school and convent at St. Peter's Mission. When one of the sisters, Mother Superior Mary Amadeus, fell desperately ill with pneumonia, Fields and some of the sisters left northeast Ohio and headed to the Montana Mission to help. Fields became a vital member of the understaffed mission. She regularly drove the mission's wagon into nearby town of Cascade to get supplies and retrieve visitors. To feed the mission staff and students, she kept 400 chickens and tended to a large vegetable garden. She worked at the mission for the next 10 years, raising chickens and growing vegetables. Mary developed a reputation for having a bad temperament, but tales also spread about her toughness and devotion to the nuns and the students. Mary had a tendency to bicker with other hands at the mission. She presented an imposing sight. She stood over 6 feet tall and weighed around 200 pounds. She smoked cigars or a pipe, drank hard liquor with the men in Cascade saloons, and got into a handful of scuffles with them. After 10 years at the Montana convent, Bishop Jean-Baptiste Brondel had enough of Fields' troublesome behavior, so he banished her from the mission. With the help of Mother Superior Amadeus, Fields opened a restaurant in town, but it failed. She also struggled to make ends meet with only her laundry business. After 2 failed attempts at running a restaurant, Mother Superior Amadeus helped Mary Fields secure a contract with the U.S. Postal Service to deliver mail to St. Peter's Mission. In 1895, in her early 60s, Mary obtained a contract by the United States Post Office Department to be a star route carrier. A star route carrier was an independent contractor who used a stagecoach to deliver the mail in the harsh weather of northern Montana. Mary was the first African American woman and the second woman to receive a star route contract from the United States Post Office Department. Handy with a gun, and because she drank, smoked, and swore, she took what at that time was considered a man's job, delivering mail. She earned the nickname Stagecoach Mary for her reliability and speed, and she drove the 15-mile route between the Mission and Cascade from 1895 to 1903. Mary neither married nor depended on the support of the church. Because she was a large woman, she wore men's shirts and jackets. She also socialized with the men at the baseball field and in the saloon. Over a period of 8 years, involving 2 4-year contracts, she faithfully drove the U.S. mail wagon between Cascade and the convent. The distance between Cascade and St. Peter's was roughly 20 miles. Mail served as a lifeline to the outside world and a vital means of communication. Mary built a reputation of being fearless while working as a mail carrier. True to her fearless demeanor, she carried multiple firearms, most notably a .38 Smith Wesson under her apron, driving the route by stagecoach with horses and a mule named Moses. She never missed a day. Mary's job was not only to deliver the mail, but also to protect the mail from bandits, thieves, wolves, and the weather as well. If snow impeded her route, Fields made the hike on foot, wearing snowshoes with the mail bags carried over her shoulders. Mary spent 8 years delivering the mail as a star route carrier. During this time, Mary became beloved by the locals of Cascade, Montana, for her fearlessness and generosity, as well as for her kindness to the children. Mary was so beloved by the people of Cascade that she drank in saloons for free and ate for free at local restaurants and hotels. After she became too old to continue her mail route, Mary Fields retired and worked as a laundress, did janitorial work in local saloons, and babysat the town's children. Retiring to a placid life of gardening, she was befriended by Gary Cooper, the actor who as a child grew up with her as a neighbor. Gary Cooper spoke and wrote fondly of her. Given the limitations society placed upon her by virtue of her race and her sex, she stands out as both a unique individual and a woman who was far ahead of her times in setting new standards for strong women in tough times. On December 5, 1914, Mary Fields died and was buried at Hillside Cemetery. After her death, the townspeople raised money to have her buried in a cemetery on a road she drove frequently that linked Cascade to the mission. Mary's funeral was said to be one of the largest in town. Only a plain wooden cross with her name written on it marked her grave, but in the 1970s, the citizens of Cascade placed a boulder with her name and birth and death dates etched into it, a simple monument for someone with such an extraordinary personality. Mary Fields had the ability to become the first African-American woman star route carrier during the time when the West was a predominantly white society, which says something to Mary's relentless character and her larger-than-life personality. Until next time, if you like little-known history facts as I do, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Press the bell to be notified of future uploads. Thank you for watching.